Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
When we will use what is mean by decision table and decision trees automatically without any kind of an human intervention, manual intervention. If the system wants to determine based upon the customer inputs, we will be configuring it in the decision table and decision tree. Basically this kind of an automated decision events. Automatically, system will take decision based upon the customer inputs. Example, you are in some let's take loan application. You are entering the loan amount, what you need, and you are entering your CIBIL score. Automatically based upon your CIBIL score and the loan amount you are requesting, you will be getting in some interest. You should get an interest rate. Every time, it should dynamically change based upon the customer inputs and CIBIL score. Those kind of an automated events, how you can determine is you can configure it in the decision table or decision tree. Now, we will see an example with the same scenarios where we will be configuring the particular decision table and decision tree with a loaning concept. There is a scenario you are developing some loan application. Whenever customer initiates loan request, they will enter their credit score, which is CIBIL score, and the loan amount. What we need to do is we will configure a decision table for that, and we can determine the loan debt automatically. Based upon the customer inputs, we will determine the loan debt automatically, and based upon the loan amount the customer enters. For that, this is advanced features. We will go into the studio. And the decision table. Automatically, it won't invoke. You need to refer it in some places. For that place, we need to refer it in different roles. Those things and all we will see. First, you need to create a particular decision table. If you see, go under records. In under records, you have decision. Whenever you expand this, you will be getting decision table and decision tree. From here, you can select and create a new one. If you want to create a specific class, as we discussed in previous scenarios, just you can go to App Explorer. You will be having the case types, whatever involved in your application. And if you see here, we got loans word, loan request is there. Here, what we are going to do is we are going to right click on it, and then we are going to create a decision table. Create decision, and here we are going to create a decision table. Here we'll mention the name of it, just loan interest. loan interest calculator. Like the same name, class everything, we can keep it. And then, like when we click on create and open, and template will be open the decision table. How it looks, initial template will be loaded. It's basically if-else condition decision table. Like a normal encoding you might be learnt about, if-else condition. If it is true, then what need to display else? What need to display like that? If you see here, if else, if otherwise, like that only. Here, like you can add, like whatever you want and like. Here you can determine the return condition. Example in our scenario, what we are going to do. Like we are going to have some two inputs from customer. What are the inputs from the customer? We are allowing them to enter the loan amount, whatever they required, and then we are allowing them to enter the CIBIL score. Based upon that, like we will show that interest to them. For that, like we need to have two inputs for them. Like I am clicking on the first column. First column header. I clicked on it and here I am going to have some credit score, which is CIBIL score. And like CIBIL score what I am going to make is like CIBIL score we are making. Like a CIBIL score, like what it will be like. It will be like 500 to 600. Greater than 600. Lesser than 700, like that it will be. Like what we can use is like we can use the particular operator as well here. Whether whatever amount you are giving, it should be greater than this one or lesser than this one, like that. Just like we can use like greater than. Whatever you need as per your requirement, we can do it. Now like it will be showing like CIBIL score greater than. Now like next thing, like what we can do is like we will add another column. Now like what we will do is like first input we will get from the customer is like CIBIL score. What is the next thing? Like we will get like customer amount, like what amount he needs. Those two columns, like those two things like we will get in the screen. Like now, what we do is like we will add another row here. Sorry, another column. How to add? Like when you need to click anywhere where you need to add, next to that where you need to add. And if you see here top, like you have some signed up certain configuration options. Here, like what you can do, like if you just hover on there, it will ask like insert row before, insert row after, delete row. Like that it will be asking. Like for us, what we need like insert column after. After this selected cursor icon, we need to insert in column. When I click on it, a new column has been added. Here, like what I am going to do is like we are going to do is like just like next thing is like loan amount we are going to calculate like based upon. Here also like we will have some kind of greater than and then like we will click on save. Now like we got like two columns. Here only you need to enter your logics. What is that CIBIL score? If CIBIL score is greater than 300 and loan amount is greater than 20,000 and what you need to return. Like here, you need to define your business logic. Like what I will do is like we will have some 5 columns. Like just I will add an row here. Like insert row after, else, if. Like this much condition. Like here, like what if what we are doing is like we are going to enter our business logic here. If CIBIL score is greater than 800 and the loan amount the customer is asking is greater than 5,000, then like what we will do is like we will determine the interest rate as like 0 or 25. Else if the CIBIL score is greater than 800 and loan amount is greater than 0. That means already first condition will satisfy like greater than 50,000. Now second condition what it will do is like a 0 to 50,000. It will take. Now like here, where is 0.225? And here what we are going to do is like 0.02. Then same thing like we are going to do for other thing 700. This is just your basic logics, only nothing apart from that. Like whatever you need, like you can give it here. As per the customer requirements, you can define this one. Just to be a configuring that one based upon our things. What happened actually, like you are clicking on downside, then it is gone. Sorry. Like what actually happened in your return about your interest rate. I ingest it like we are trying to give it. But when we are moving out of the thing, it's getting removed. It's due to some kind of an cloud instance issue and nothing more than that. Normally, it will not happen like this. And like we are getting the configuration. What kind of a configuration we have here? You will be getting from the customer like all the things like they will say like what are the CIBIL score and what are the loan amount and what are the interest rate in real time. They will give all these details just in. You need to create a decision table and you need to add this value here. That's it. Just you can see the configuration setting option 1. Right side. No. Right. Move right. Either that one. No. In this box only. That one. Here like nothing. Just like in return also you can add any kind of dynamic value. Like if you want to calculate anything like you can add it here. Suppose you wanted to calculate like some two numbers like based upon some calculations like customer input and that loan credit. Both the things you need to divide by something and you need to add it and then need to calculate the interest statement. Then you can give that logic here. Actually, we can provide any kind of logic in Infuse for. Here you have function. Like if you click on add like that, like you will be getting this particular. Here you see like we will have like add calendar, add to date like that. We have like many kind of end functionalities, add automation error. Like what kind of functionalities you need, like you can add that. We can calculate here based upon our logic. I understood. It will provide all the things dynamically. Now here, what we are doing is like just we are hard coding like. We know fixed it, interest it. Just we are doing that one. Like here, like if you see 0. Like we can configure some kind of condition as well, like mathematical calculation. That only like using this gear icon you can do. Like you will have like n number of functions. Like whatever you need, like based upon you need to calculate using something. Whatever you need, like you can do it. For this, I'll share it. We can move. I didn't get you. Hey, we can move forward. We know this one. We will delete the row. Now if you see we have configured our decision table. In this decision table, what we have put is when the CIBIL score is greater than 800 and the loan amount is greater than 50,000. The interest rate is 0.225. If it is greater than 800 and the loan amount is greater than 0, it is 0.200. And now, you might be getting questions if it is greater than 0 means it's obviously greater than 50,000, right? Why we need two conditions like that? You might have questions. For that, what you need to do is you need to go to Results tab, and here there will be a checkbox Evaluate all those. What does it do? There will be some scenario where you need to evaluate all the particular call, all the particular rows and best results you need to give to the customer. There will be some requirement like that. In another requirement, if the first condition itself satisfies, means we can ignore all the else if conditions. For that, what we can do is we can use this checkbox evaluate all rows, or you can uncheck this one. What it basically does, it's whenever you want to check all the results and see, your example, I'm saying you are. If you are checking this box, evaluate all rows, and what you are doing is your CIBIL score is 900. Whenever your CIBIL score is 900, all this condition will satisfy, right? A CIBIL score, 900 means it is greater than 800, greater than 700, greater than 200. Finally, what it will do is it will come to this condition, and it will be written this 0.4225, which is highest interest rate. We should not happen in that way, right? For that, what we are doing is we are unchecking this checkbox. If it is greater than 900, only first condition. First time it will check for first condition, and it will check for the loan amount, and it will return that first tree, interested. It will skip all other things. That in some scenarios, what you need is based upon all the results, you need to give the best results to the customer. For that, what you can do is you can check this checkbox. You have all those. You understood this, right? Now that's it. We configured our decision table. Now automatically in result the remaining parameters are clicked. The only one is not clicked there. Correct. Now, if you see we have other 3 or 2 options. This is one small example. We have only 5 results. In some example, you will be having 10,000 records in real time. In some kind of insurance or loan, gold loan kind of things. We will calculate multiple factors. There will be like 100, 200, 1000 rows also. Like every time you cannot manually type it. What the client will do is, like the client, they will provide you these details. Just you can export and then like you can do those all the configuration settings here. And another thing here it is like show conflicts and show completeness. Like whenever there is in some conflicts in the row, like it will be showing some kind of an error. Now the table is consistent. Like if you made some kind of an illogical operation. Example, you given 800, 5000, right? Again, here also, you are giving like 850, the Hansen means like what it will be happening is like it's showing, see like it showed, like there is an error with this one, like that. Whenever you click on it, like it will be showing like same row, right? It's not. There is a conflict like that. Like that the system will be showing to you. If you see here, I'm seeing how to work this conflict, like how to work. It means like there is two rows with the same condition. Like what it will do is like there is two different return values. It's not a correct decision table, right? Since it is only 5, totally 6 rows, we are able to find it now. Like example, there is 100 or 1000 records. 1000 rows means how we can find it. We cannot find it manually. For that, you can use this show conflicts button. It will show like in which row, like you have an conflict, like that it will be showing. Like based upon that, we need to go and then we need to click the particular data. Now like if you click and now I am clicking on show conflicts. Now like what I will be doing is like first I will save it. I didn't save this one. Now I saved it and that they are warning it went, and now whenever I click on short and please, they showing like this table is consistent. I mean, no, like our table is. I show completeness is like if you are having 1000 rows of records in a decision table, you might miss to add one row or two row in the decision table. Like by mistake, like you will be missing like one or two rows to fill. Now it's instant small table. We filled all the things. Like I'm saying 1000 or 5000 records are there means. Like there is a chance like you can able to miss one or two lines. Like whenever you click on show completeness, it will be showing like what are the other things of data need to be enrolled. Like that it will automatically the decision table will be adding for you. Example, if you see here like we calculated only like 800 greater than 800 greater than 700 greater than 200. Like we didn't calculate like what is lesser than equal to 200. Like what is lesser than or equal to 700, what is lesser than or equal to 800. Automatically, if you see this particular decision table will add for you all the logics. If you want, you can utilize this one else, like with this condition, only our requirement satisfies means you can just ignore. We don't need to do anything. Automatically, when you click on this show completeness or show conflicts, it will show what is the error, like what row, which row is the error, and show completeness means. Like along with the condition, we added this Pega rules, like this will calculate based upon that, and whenever we click on it automatically, like it will be showing providing all the details here. like whatever the condition. Like after playing completeness. Actually, we need to provide them as a return interest as well. Here we need to provide return interest as well. Here return interest is our value only, right? Like only first two columns will be calculated logic and third will be like our value. Like whatever interest rate we are putting, it will come. Like if we need like this logic also, just we can add interest rate alone. Remaining for these things automatically filled by Pega. Can you do one thing? Add some interest rate here. Here interest rate you can add like some 0.536. Actually, but these conditions won't come at all. If less than 0, who will enter? Lesser than 0, there is no value, only. Less than or equal to 0, there is no value, only. Like lesser than or equal to 50. This will be happening. That only like this is only like machine. It will provide all the possibility amounts. It doesn't know like lesser than 0, we don't have money. Like that automatically doesn't know. Based upon this, if you need, you can have it or you can delete this one. Whatever you need, you can do. Actually, we will provide one interest. You said that it automatically calculated. No. It won't calculate return value. For in order to calculate, you need to configure an expression for that. Here right hand side. Every time you calculate this one. Every time you calculate this one. Every time you are browsing, then functions you have. Here, like in the functions, you will be getting all the things like what built in function, advanced like that, like whatever you need, like you can calculate using these functions only. You cannot be able to do your own thing like automatic system won't do. If you want to calculate sum or like a square root or expression or round of average, whatever you want, you can use an expression here. This expression idea is provided by storage or actually we need to. We need to only like find it. Like example in internet, if you type like how to calculate based upon the two values like that, if you are putting internet means you will get an idea. Like they will provide an exact expression. Those things you can copy and paste it here. It will work. Oh, understood. Actually, if you are new beginner means like, if you are like worked on some kind of requirement previously means easy. You will be able to do it on your own by selecting this configuration icon. Honestly. Next thing is like, you created a decision table. Now how this decision table will invoke it? We need to have some kind of an invoking point. Like example in the user screen. Like there is a CBL score and loan amount field. Like customer is typing CBL score and loan amount. How this decision table will automatically invoke there. For that we need to create some, like we need to refer this decision table in another rule. For those rule like, what we will do is like we will create some kind of declare expression. One set. Export and import. Basically like where we are exporting this table. Like, suppose if you want to export, like what are the logics you have written in your decision table, means whenever you click it will calculate as an Excel sheet. Like whatever you created. It will be created as an Excel sheet. Like, it will be shown like example, it will be showing like this. You can share it with the client people. Actually, we can import as well. We can import as well. That's what I am saying. Like if you are out thousands of records, you cannot type manually. At that time, what you will do is like you will just click on import. It will last your local file and then you can choose the file from your system and then you can upload it. Actually, thousands of conditions. Like only here we have 5 LC conditions, right? Like that, in some requirements, there will be having thousands of logics. Like in real time. Is it possible? Thousands of conditions. It's possible. Like for that, only like we have this much actually in real time that we need to have it in that much way. Because like banking application and many depends upon various factors like loaning and calculations of how you calculated lots of probability there. Lots of probabilities there. Like there is some minute like missing also. Someone will find the loophole from it and then they will try to cheat that particular banking. In order to avoid all the things like we have all the 100% probability customer will be giving us. Actually, the thousands of records that we need to maintain and exercise should be imported or already given to us. It will be given by the client. Like client will give, you don't know the business logic, right? You are the developer only. Like they only know the business logic. What is the CPL score? What is the loan amount? What is the interest rate? They only know. They will provide all the input. They will use the sheet completely to you. Just like you are writing. In that sheet, like if else column is there or not. Like only CPL score, loan amount and return. This column won't be there. If else if column won't be there, like just it will be having only this particular 2 columns. Whenever you import this one, automatically the system will recognize. If else, if only. Like actually, if you copy from CPL score to return, then you can just make this Excel sheet and you import it. Actually, the label, it automatically comes. Correct? It automatically comes. Automatically comes like only the thing is like property. You need to add it. Like this property need to present in your Pega. Then only like whatever, whenever customer types in that particular property, this decision table will loop. You understood right till now. Now like what we need to do? Like we need to refer this decision table in one main configuration part. That like when automatically whenever the customer is entering in the screen, this decision table will be waking up and like it will be executing the appropriate return. For that like what we need to do is like we are going to click on loan request and right click on it. And here like same like under decision, like where we collect selected decision table. Like we have declare expression. We are going to select this declare expression. What this declare expression means? Without any human intervention, automatically, like it will watch for the properties and immediately it will work on based upon the changing of the properties. Suppose example, there is a user screen like customer is typing loan amount and CIBIL score. Whenever you configure in declare expression, what it will do is like whenever the property is being called. Suppose whenever the CIBIL score or loan amount when the customer is going to type in the screen, immediately this declare expression will make that particular. The customer is typing in the property like that, it will be waking up and like it will be calling this decision table. Like in order to do that, like we are going to call the decision table inside this declare expression. Here target property. What is our target property? We need to calculate like loan rate. Like we need to calculate the loan rate. Just like what we are doing is like we have loan debt. Like here, like nothing more than that. Just we can click on create and open. Actually that property also is given. No property, we only need to create. They will say this is the columns we want. We only need to create the property. But actually like loan rate is actually present the name. Since for time consuming purpose, like I didn't create it automatically, like we just to be a reusing only. Like manually, I only created it. Manually, I only created it, but before you I didn't show the creation part. Because when I create this one again, like it will be time consuming process. Automatic, but this property and only you only need to create as a developer. We only need to create the property. Like in your system, it automatically is there. I already created. I'll tell you. That's why it is not like if you didn't create it one show, then you need to create it newly. Here like there will be an build expression. Here only like what we need to add is like we need to add like whenever like we need to calculate the loan rate equal to. Here we have sum of minimum of maximum average everything. Here like what we are going to do is like result of decision table. And here we are going to select our decision table a loan interest calculator. Just like we can click on save. That's it. Now like we created as part of this one, we created two rules. One is like decision table. There like we have added two columns based upon our customer client logic. And like we made like some interest rate. Our decision table is completed. This decision table automatically should be called whenever the customer enters CIBIL score and loan amount in real time. Like in order to make this decision table, we need some kind of person in order to make this decision table. Whenever the customer is entering the CIBIL score loan amount. For that purpose, we are using declared expression. Declared expression is nothing, but it will be like waking up every time. Whenever, like the particular property we mentioned, like whenever the customer is going to type something, it will be immediately waking up. And like whatever we are calling inside, that it will wake all the particular configuration points. For that purpose only, we call that decision table inside here. Like this, whenever like we are customers typing the particular CIBIL amount or CIBIL score or loan amount, immediately this declared expression will wake up this decision table and it will be returning that particular value. Now like what I will do is like I will just create one case. That's it. Like now, what we will do is like we will click on create a new loan request case. Now you see me like what should be the loan amount. You see me, we will calculate based upon the project. 40. Credit score. Credit score funded. Now like we will click on submit. Like loan rate is like 4.25%. Now like we will go back to the decision table and we will see like what we selected. Like CIBIL score will be selected as 500. First condition it will check. It is false. CIBIL score is greater than 800. Only first condition will execute. Then else, if like it will check, this also will become false. Then this also will become false. Like 500 is not greater than 700. This true will become false. Then like for us, this condition will execute. Like else, if condition this fourth condition will execute. Then like our loan amount is 40,000. Here if you see it is like 50,000. This condition will become false. Then it will come to last condition. Here it will become true. It's true. 500 is greater than 200 true. And then our loan amount is 40,000 which is like greater than 0. 4, 5. 4 to 5 is there now. It's showing like 4 to 5. But actually my point is like thousands of record. But it's taking time consuming process like it's observing first one, second one, third one. Like it's looping process. Is it taking time backend? Backend, it won't take much time. In that way, they configure this one. It will be completing within like a second. Like see now how much time it takes. Whenever we click submit, it took no same time. Only it will take. It is with that. It's like basically only they given separately this if else condition. Because like whenever they give it in different rule, like example data transformer or activity, if they give like there will be like many kind of database and slowness will be there. In order to avoid that they given directly, like they given separate rule for them. This is the conditions like where you will be having the particular decision table things. Any doubts? No. If you see here in decision table, it's basically if else condition. Like it will evaluate row by row. And it need to have some unique columns. Like example, here we have two unique columns which is CIBIL score and loan amount. Whenever the customer enters the loan amount and CIBIL score, which is unique, two column. Based upon that only we are going. We calculated like return value. Whenever we take decision tree, like decision tree, also like will perform in the same way, but it is in hierarchical structure. Like let's take another scenario. Like example in the loan amount, like if you see what it happened, like we created some kind of a loan amount. Like it asked like 3 inputs, like a loan amount, CIBIL score and what other things it asked, like country. Before going to like I have one doubt. Like this loan request is the case type. It's on case type. It's an if you see here in case, types like you click on to. Let's say loan request case type you'll have. It's just like other case types whatever. Like for service on the same thing. Nothing. And we are just go to Apps app, where App Studio. No, actually no, only app application. Whatever case type we have, that we are seeing application in classes we are going to, like whatever case type we have, you will see in App Explorer. It automatically connect with that case, like automatically it connects. I don't know. My route is basically we are creating this interval and how it's basically connected in case types. Let me guess whatever kind of motivation we want. What kind of motivation we want? Basically we do it application that automatically connected. Like branches is classes. We understood branches. You wanted to know what? Branches is branches is nothing but you will be having different kinds of rules based upon different kinds of rules situation. If you take we have this 3 rules set version in our Pega for this particular loan request, which is loans CE base and Pega rules. If you want any kind of rules need to reuse, any kind of Pega created rules you wanted to use or you can't have to refer, then you can select from this branches thing. It's completely Pega created thing. It's not as whatever you want to create, it will be under classes. Whatever Pega created branches. If you expand this case type automatically, these all the things are you created as part of this loan request case type. Here, if you see just if they are refreshing, here, what we will have is we will see initially there was no decision. Now, when we are expanding it, we will see decision. Here, we can see decision, table and declare expression because we created one. Whenever you expand this, we will find loan interest calculator. Loan rate that we will find. It's basically whatever we created, we can see it here. Now decision tree, we can see. Decision tree, if you see here, we a customer, we are asking 3 inputs. One is credit score. Another thing is loan amount. Another thing is country. In country, one question is in loan. Hello. In classes, actually we are seeing data model decision process reports. This is by default. Only this is present or in some cases data standard option. Whatever we created already as part of this case type, that will be present. If you are creating anything newly, then it will be present again here. Example, if you see we have data mode. We created user interface system reports process. Is it the standard way? This standard already present. It's not standard thing, whatever you are creating, that only will be present. For this particular case type, you don't have report. We don't have section. It won't display. Actually, we already created this one. We create, only it's different showing here. We means Pega created and gave us for us. Actually, that's I'm saying. No, see, actually these things and all manually in your real time. We need to create this section. This reports everything we need to create it. But since V8 is in cloud instances, as part of this challenge they will be creating few rules for us. Only the particular rules which we are going to create, that they will allow us to create here. That only we created remaining thing already. It is present here. One sec. In loan request, I want decision. This is a decision. How to get the decision here? Just previously we created right. Just right click on this loan request and a click on create. And here you have decision. In this decision, whatever you need, if you are, whatever. Here, technical option is not there. We can click on technical. it will give us a technical. Correct. If you are giving technical, see now a technical is not there. Since that means seeing how technical is not there. Now like what we are doing is like just like we are clicking on right hand and then we are clicking technical in technical. Like what we are doing is like we are clicking some activity. In technical, what we are doing is like we are clicking some activity. Like in this activity, what I'm going to do is like just I'm going to have some name as test. In order to show to you only, just like I'm clicking on create and open. Now like we created technical as part of this loan request. Now what we are going to see is like let it load. Now like just I will click on save once. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to refresh this. Now if you see there is no technical, now I'm going to refresh this app explorer. Now like when I expand this loan request, we have like technical. Under technical, like whatever you created now, we created as an activity test. Whenever you expand this activity like, there will be test, which we created now. Whatever you are creating as part of this test, it will be interesting. Whatever you want, you can create by yourself. Whatever you want as per your equipment. If you want. Like what actually happened? You are using the peg out the version like inside, that bigger PD inside. You are opening that one. That's why here showing that automatically created. But collect. That's what. I'm totally. Is it when it comes like? That's the reason. No. I think you are developing from scratch like a totally new means. You only need to define all the things. Nothing will be there. Data model decision process. Nothing will be there. Whenever you start from scratch, it will be adding to here. There's the thing I'm saying. Right? Like if you get already something there, it will be confused for you. Like I have in this happen. That's the point with me. Actually, in real time, same thing will happen. You won't develop any scratch application. Already some developed a part of application only they will give. You will be working on that and you will be announcing that application. That time, like all these present topic, like all these things will be present automatically. Like just you can see whatever the existing rules they have used as part of this case step. You can see that like a Scratch application is very rare. Like it is very hard to get in Scratch project. Like every project will be like at least like 30 or 40% developed a project, only it will be in real time. Decision tree next topic. Decision tree also will perform same as decision table where like in decision table, like what we are doing, like we are calculating based upon two unique columns which is a bill score and loan amount. Decision tree is like it is an hierarchical event. Hierarchical means with a single column, like you can make like different kinds of inputs. Example in this L1 request, like we have three options like a credit score, loan amount, country. Like what we need to determine is like if the person's country is Canada or present country is India. Like for them, we need to calculate on logic. If person's country is USA, for them we need to calculate different kinds of credit score. Now like what we did here in decision table, only like a civil score loan amount. We didn't consider country. Here what you need to do, like in decision table, if you want to add like some country logic, then you need to add another column and then you need to refer the country. Based upon that, it will return. But what you need to do is, like you need to, if you know all the countries list, then you can have it. If you don't only like Canada and India, you need to have some country specific interest statement. Then what you can do is you can go for decision tree. If all the rows, all the columns completely need to be filled, then you can go for decision table. If no example, in the country, only first row will need the country. Like remaining row, we don't need any country means it will be blank. For that, you need not to go for decision table, you can go for decision tree. We have decision table, decision tree, and decision expression, declaration expression. Now this is decision table. Now we are seeing going to decision tree. Correct. Now what we are going to do is now we are going to click on same thing. Now if you see under decision, we have only decision table and a declare expression which we created now. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a new decision tree. I'm going to right click on it and create decision and decision tree. I'm going to click on it. Here I will use same thing as loan interest calculator. Loan interest calculator we have given here, and then we can create an open. Now it won't show in tabular format. It won't show in if-else condition, kind of a tabular way. It will show in different structure. Here, you can add with the same conditions, you can add it. Here, I will show with an example for our scenario. In the first field, here, what we can do is here we can enter country. Here, in country, what we can do is we can enter the country name as Canada. Then if you want, if the country is Canada itself, if you want to show some interest rate, then you can show it. If no means, then you can continue here a continue. Otherwise, you can give it here. After this, what you will be doing, you will be doing the necessary steps. If country is Canada, then you here, you will be adding the particular CIBIL score. Here, what we are doing, we will calculate credit score here. Credit score is greater than 800. Then we can return some interested value. Again here, what we can do is we can add some conditions. Mostly in this entry, if we have more than one columns, basically we have a CIBIL score and return is there. In this entry, but not actually, we have country here. It will generate lots of expression there. Because countries are added. Correct. That only you are here. Requirement is we only want Canada country. We want one kind of an interest rate for other than non-Canada countries. We want a different interest rate. If you are using in this particular decision table, means what you will do, you will add another column and you will have country. Then what you will do is you need to mention only certain rows with particular you need to have this 5 conditions with Canada and then another 5 conditions you need to add with the same things with. You need to give it like blank or non-blank, like with another country names. In order to do that, like it is more kind of an adding, like more number of rows will be added in this table. In order to avoid that, in this entry, what we'll do is like we will check. First condition. If country is Canada, then we are checking credit score and we are keeping some interest rate. Then in other ways, we'll check only one. Remaining things. Whatever we are used here, same thing. We'll use it here. That what it will do for Canada. It will execute this one. If non-Canada, it will execute different. 1 second. Like actually you are doing 5 conditions. Greater than 800, greater than 700, greater than 200. This same condition will be provided. We need to provide here. As for Canada, it's totally different. For Canada, if you see like here, what we have in decision table is like greater than 800 and loan amount 5,000 0, 50,000 0, 700, 200. We have this much things. Here, we are not doing that. If it is greater than 800, one thing, greater than 700, one thing, and greater than 200, one thing. Like you are saying that it is basically specific for Canada, then it will be like if you are 10 countries, then we want 4 countries. We are different expressions. That time we are increasing. You need to add it more that time. Like if it was specific one country, then it will be like this industry. Correct. If there is more countries means then you can use decision table. That is the best. You can add one new column and then you can add all the countries list. Like whatever expressions you want. Parallel to that, you can add it. Actually, it's very easy topic, but since you are totally new to that first time, you will get confused. I will do a recap. You will understand it better. No. I understood basically, but my doubt is like simple one. If like we decided this industry for specific region, this is very specific. Is it only? Correct. I'm fine with that. Now, if you see here, like if our requirement is like if Canada means, then we can add, then we need to go use some lesser interest rate. We need not to calculate loan amount and all for them. Like what they are saying is like if person is Canada, person means, then we no need to calculate amount and all. Like how much somewhere amount is asking. We'll just ignore that. And based upon credit score alone, we will use some based upon that will determine the interest rate. Like that they are saying. For that, like you cannot use in decision table. Because like decision table will evaluate all the rows, all the columns, everything. In order to avoid that, like in order to check only specific conditions, like we are using here. He passed to a first conditions here. What we are doing. If the country equal to Canada, then we are checking credit score only. We are not checking loan amount. And directly we are returning that interest value. If the person is non-Canada, then like we are going to have some extra logics here. Like now, what we will do is like What we'll do is like we'll add another thing. If we see here, if now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to calculate our normal scenario, whatever we are using in our decision table logic, if credit score is greater than. If the credit score is greater than 800, then we are continuing. Here, like what we are doing is like here we are calculating the loan amount because we are not checking country here. Like we want like loan amount. Also we need to calculate like loan amount. Like here the same thing like whatever you are using there like in decision table greater than give me 6,000 kroner. Say that I'm saying your ending is like $30,000 and then this is the minimum dollar. Sacked it may be to 50,000 time win. Variable tech statement or 50,000 and return 0.225. Now like we'll add another row here. Loan amount greater than same thing. Like whatever you're using, there is a greater than 0. Only like you have to put it right. Same thing, like if you're putting other like that two conditions, you can add like 700, 200, those things also. Like whether you wanted to add or like, we can check with this logic only. No, you I'm asking. Here we are not using. Sorry, can you repeat your question? No, actually see, like in this particular decision table, like what we did, like we calculate a CIBIL score greater than 800, loan amount 50,000. Then 800 zero, right? Here also, we need to add the same thing. Like if you want to add, if you add like again, like 10 minutes will take in order to add that. Whether you wanted to check this decision table based upon the current logic or you wanted to check with any other logic. No. With current logic. We can delete this as well. Now decision table. Is there right? Dish entry is there right? Here two scenarios are there. If country is Canada, then like we are not going to check any amount at all. Directly, we are going to have some credit score only and then based upon interest. If the country is non-Canada, then we are going to check this particular loan amount, the credit score both. But actually we already have decision table where we created these things. I think we don't need to. Here instead of that declare expression, you want to use like decision tree. Same thing. Like anything, any doubts you have. Actually at the same time, we can't use both decision table and decision tree by merging. For same scenario, you cannot use both. Same kind of scenario, you cannot both. You cannot use both the things at the same time. At that time, you can use only one thing. You need to determine whether your requirement satisfies with decision table or decision tree. Oh, basically. I understood fine with it. I thought we need to merge decision table and decision tree. Then the condition will satisfy. But I don't know. We can use only one. Anything based upon your requirement, whatever satisfies, you can just use that one. Basically in decision table, we put like a 700, 200 something. Adding this second scenario as well, we put here only 800. Actually, we need to add here also 700, 200 also. Correct. If you want the same scenario, we need to add it right then only to work right for 700, 800 and 200 scenarios. Oh, naturally, I was asking you whether I need to add it or like directly with this. I will. And then no, 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 no. Don't need to add. Actually, I'm thinking we are merging them. Basically, is it possible to merge in if further development? Basically, it could be easy for us. No, no, no. Like actually decision table, decision tree are totally two different scenarios, structures we need to use. Like we cannot merge two things. Like you can use for one scenario, you can use either decision table or decision tree. That is your choice of doing. You cannot merge it. See, actually like in this scenario, like if you want to calculate based upon country, if it is Canada country, then we no need to check for loan amount. We only need to check only credit score and we need to return that interest rate. At that time, like what you can do is like immediately you need to go for decision tree only. Because in decision table, like if you cannot calculate only with Canada. Like what you need to do is like you need to add another column which is country. It will be in common column. Like if you're adding means it will be adding like n number of rows here, because for Canada you need to have all this, and again you have like a non-Canada, like you need to have another 10 rows. It will be like more big decision table. Instead of that, you can use this kind of decision tree itself. Just one thing moving forward, just show me like declaration expression. This is our declared expression. Declared expression. You need to mention the target property. Our target property. Here it is like loan rate, loan interest rate. Only we are going to calculate. On a loan interest rate, we are going to calculate the declared expression. Here we need to add our logic. Based upon what the loan rate need to be calculated. We are making like result of decision tree. It's just a mode only to correct. Feed there some decision table or decision tree. Correct. Like whatever we need, you can give not only decision table, decision tree. If you want like a summing sum of two numbers or maximum minimum average. I don't understand. With that, any doubts till now? No, no, no. Now, like what we are going to do is like we will create one case and we'll select the countries now, and then we will see like how it works. You say me some loan amount. You like in this, whatever we created, we need to connect with some other things with them. Then we can assess or whatever we want. Like basically what we see here, we created this entry one, we need to connect with them with declaration expression. Intended transfer. We need to see the same. Correct? Like that only you can do. Like the entry, every time you need to connect with something else. The system Pega doesn't know like, right? When it need to call back to current. It was a new thing for me. It's a new kind of scenario. Whatever I learned at that time, the different kind of scenario, different technology. Correct. Like that only, like new technologies, new configuration, new kind of. You send me some loan amount. We'll check for some countries. Here we can take actually 70k. 70,000 we are taking, and then credit score. It is 100. Now we'll check for Canada countries. We have some list of countries here, like Canada, Germany, Great Britain, Japan, United States. Canada will check. Like now we'll submit it. Interest rate is that country. That country also added here. It is added like in our section like automatically. Like this particular session, particular challenge. Now it's showing like 7% as an interest rate. If you see here, our country is Canada, but our credit score is 100. Like the condition doesn't satisfy because like a minimum condition is the greater than 200. Last it went to otherwise condition, which is 0.7, which is like 7%, like which it didn't. I had a sound. If you click on non-Canada, like a non-Canada countries means, then what it will show us, like it won't check this condition completely. It will check here and it will check the loan amount as well. In our scenario, it didn't check the loan amount. It checked only credit score. Based upon credit score, it went to otherwise condition. This is code. In this same scenario, if it's not Canada, then it could be also given 0.7 because no, like for that. That time also you like 0.7 only. Because like we didn't have any conditions right. It's easy. One of the easy things in Pega and like very important thing. Like 90% of your requirements in real-time requirements can be done using data pages, data transform, decision table, decision tree, and activity. With these 5 components, you can. If you are all well versed in these 5 means, you will be considered as some Pega masters. Like in these 5 things, you are well versed like you. Whatever requirement is there, you can do it in these 5 rules. Then like you will be considered as one of the very critical person, like a critical and a very important person in your team. Like in this method, whenever you click on down arrow, it will have like various kinds of method. Like you can be able to call connect REST integrations. You can do it. And then you can call like a database saving. You can link, you can open the database. You can close the database. Everything like database complete operations. You can perform an activity. Is this a predecessor or syllabus? Excuse me. Like we have a basic things. In a CWC, it is an advanced. Like I think we didn't come into this topic yet. Like I will be coming. This is one of actually best practices, like we should not use activity at all. We should avoid using activity in Pega because it involves more database components. If you see here RDB, relational database components, everything it has. Like what it uses, like it will be affecting the database embed. In order to avoid that, like we can able to, Pega suggests to avoid activities as extent as possible. If there is no chance, then we can go for activities. This is regarding decision table and decision sheets or any doubts. No. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.